Hi everyone, welcome back to Amala Fitness on IC Digital. My name's Kim, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to get back to some yoga. So we're going to do a 45-minute yoga flow. It's going to focus a little bit more on the hips, so a little bit more of a hip opening, but it's still going to be a flow. Don't you worry about that. So if you have taken one of my booty classes prior, this is great to follow up with the same day if you have the energy, or even the next day. And if you didn't do the fitness classes, the strength training classes, that's fine. Come on, let's do some yoga. Before we get started, I just want to bring your attention to our Patreon page. The link is above. It's just a little extra support for myself and the producer of this channel. So check it out. We greatly appreciate your support. So let's get started on our backs. And actually, before we do get started, let me just add, if you need some yoga blocks, or we won't need a strap, but if you have some yoga blocks and you want to grab those, take a moment to grab those. For the rest of you, let's get started on our backs. And let's just take a moment to settle in to the mat. Let's bring our knees together, feet out wide. Turn your palms up to the sky. And just feel your body fully connected to the earth, fully supported by the earth. You don't have to do anything here. Taking a few deep breaths just to settle in, letting go of your day, and bringing all your focus inward. Feel the mind begin to slow down, the breath begin to slow down. And let's start right from the top of your head and scan your body, moving down to the neck, the shoulders, and just noticing maybe if one shoulder's grounded down into the earth a little more than the other. And that's completely okay if it is. Just bringing awareness to the body. And then slowly moving down the back, mid-back, lower back, coming to the hips, observing where you may be holding a little tension, coming down to the legs, back of the hands, and then all the way down to the feet. So we're just starting to create more body awareness, get within ourselves. And from here, let's slowly drop your knees down to the right side. So just let the knees fall. It's still very early into the practice, so don't force anything. And then as you inhale, pick up your right leg, press the right heel to the left thigh, and just apply a little pressure here, getting into this left hip. For any of you that may be runners, this may feel good, this may feel a little bit intense, but just breathe into it, getting into that IT band. And then as you inhale, let's come back to our neutral position, knees together. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left side. This time as you inhale, pick up your left leg, placing that left leg on top of the right thigh and applying a little pressure once again. And try to keep the shoulders on the mat. And then as you inhale, let's come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll 2-3 times, just massaging the lower back. And then we're going to come into a tabletop position. In your tabletop, have your hips directly on top of the knees. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. And we're going to take a few rounds of cat-cow here just to warm up the spine. As you inhale, pull the chest through the shoulders, gaze up towards the sky. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale, pulling the belly button to the spine, rounding through the upper back, just like a cat, gaze back to the toes. Let's move through this 3 times with breath. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Inhale. And exhale. One last time, inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, let's come back into our tabletop position. Let's get our core warmed up here. Tuck your toes, and as you inhale, hover your knees off the mat 1 inch. Pull the belly button to spine, keep the gaze down. Holding it here, stay with that breath. And on your exhale, release. Now with your next inhale, reach your right arm forward, left leg back. Holding it here. And with your next inhale, let's open it up. Left leg comes out to the side, right arm out to the side. So engage your left glute to keep that left leg at hip height. Inhale, reach your arm and leg in opposite direction. And then with your next exhale, bend that left leg, right arm reaches back, grabbing for that left foot. Now if you're not here yet, that's completely okay. If you do have a yoga strap or even a towel, you could wrap that around your foot, and that'll be an extension of your arm. As you inhale, find length, reaching at opposite directions. And then exhale, release your hand and left knee back down to the earth. Moving on to the other side. Inhale, reach your left arm forward, right leg back. Core engaged here. And with your next inhale, left arm out to the side, right leg out to the side. Inhale, back to first position here. Left arm forward, right leg back. And as you exhale, reach back for that right foot. And really kick into your hand. That's going to open up the shoulder, open up the hip. And as you inhale, reach your left arm forward, left leg back, and exhale, release back down to the earth. Now with your next exhale, let's push back into our downward facing dog. Hips up to the sky. Begin to pedal your feet out, walking your dog, bending one leg at a time. For many of you, this is probably your first downward facing dog of the day, so just feel the back side of the body begin to open up. And then come to stillness. Place your palms down into the earth. Wrap the shoulder blades down your back. As you inhale, lift your sit bones up to the sky, and as you exhale, sink your heels a little closer down to the earth. Inhale, let's reach that right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, low lunge. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. Exhale, bring the right arm down, and as you inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving on to the left side. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, step that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right hand is grounded. Inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, release it back down. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time on the left. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. Exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, left leg come high. Exhale, down to your downward facing dog. Now on the bottom of your next exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Feet are hip width apart and just fold over the thighs into your ragdoll pose. Maybe a slight bend in the knees if there's any tension in the lower back or hamstrings. And then just let the neck and head hang heavy here. Maybe swaying side to side if that feels good. And as you inhale, slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Head and neck coming up last. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, down your back. Heel toe your feet to touch. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway, hands on shins, maybe fingertips just below the shoulders. And on your exhale, step back into a high plank. From here, you could take the high plank, maybe drop down to the knees. On your exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, cobra pose, little to no weight in the hands. And on your exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So flowing from the knees and coming into cobra is the modification for today. And this next round, as we flow through, I will take full expression. So you have some options, listen to your body. We'll flow through the sun salutation A one more time at the bottom of your next exhale. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find length, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And on your exhale, flow through your vinyasa, coming from the knees. Or if you're taking full chaturanga, as you lower yourself down, keep your elbows glued into your side. Don't flare the elbows out. Puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders. On your upward facing dog, keep the legs off the mat. Press through the tops of the feet. Pull the chest through. Roll the shoulders back. And on your exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Moving on to our sun salutation B. On your inhale, bring your right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Arms reach up overhead. Slide the right hip back, left hip forward. Clasp the hands together. As you inhale, find length. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Keep sliding that left hip forward, getting into that front left hip, the psoas. Inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, half splits. Shift the hips back, flex your right toes towards your face as you lengthen the crown of your head to the top of your mat. Tuck your back toes, ground down through your front foot. On your inhale, crescent pose. Bringing that back knee off your mat, arms reach up overhead. Keep sliding the right hip back, left hip forward. And keeping that right knee stacked on top of the right ankle. Take a deep inhale. On your exhale, let's open up into our warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Right knee stays stacked on top of that right ankle. Now begin to peel that front knee towards your pinky toe. It's going to open up your hips. Good. Gaze over those front fingertips and lengthen in opposite direction. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, extended side angle. Right hand to the inside of that right thigh. Left fingertips reach to the top of the mat as you ground down through your back foot. Now keep wrapping your right hip under. And you can even apply a little pressure on the inside of that right thigh. That's going to help open up the hip. Keep the bend in that front knee. On your inhale, reverse your warrior. You're getting a side body stretch through this right side, so it's not a back bend. Reach the right fingertips to the back of your mat. And on your exhale, windmill your hands down, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, let's bring your left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Right away, drop that back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Arms reach up overhead. Sliding the left hip back, right hip forward. Hug those front ribs in. Clasp the hands together. As you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, lean over to the left side. Pull the right shoulder back, left shoulder forward slightly. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, half split. Shift the hips back. Left toes flex towards your face. Tuck your back toes. Ground down through your front foot. Inhale, crescent pose. 90-degree bend in that front leg. Back leg is strong. And to help with your balance, scissor the legs together. Relax the shoulders down. As you inhale, let's open up into our warrior two. Gaze over those front fingertips. Pull your left rib cage back. Relax the shoulders down. Take a deep inhale, fill up the lungs. And on your exhale, extended side angle. This time, your right fingertips reach to the top of your mat. Keep wrapping that left hip under. And stay strong through the left torso. Try not to collapse to that side. As you inhale, keep that bend in the front leg. Reverse your warrior. Relax the left shoulder down your back. And as you exhale, windmill your hands down to your mat. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So that is our sun salutation B. We're gonna flow through this one more time, breath to movement, so a little quicker. On your inhale, bring your right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, shift the hips back. Half splits, tuck the back toes. Inhale, come into your crescent pose. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And on your exhale, windmill your hands down. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And on your exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Remember, you could always skip the vinyasas, listen to your shoulders, listen to your body, and just meet us in downward facing dog. On your inhale, moving on to the left side one more time. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, half split, shift the hips back. Tuck the back toes, inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Shavasana. Maybe you skip it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, come down onto your knees. We'll take a child's pose, knees open wide, toes to touch. Walk your hands to the top of your mat and place your forehead down onto the mat. Take a few breaths here. Relax the shoulders, down your back, and as you exhale, sink your hips a little closer down towards your heels. Two more breaths here. Take a deep inhale. Feel the lungs completely expand, three-dimensional here. And as you exhale, letting every little last bit of breath out. With your next inhale, let's come back into our downward facing dog, hips up to the sky. And let's get back into a little bit more core. As you inhale, hinge forward into a high plank. Remember, you could always drop down to the knees. We're going to hold this here. Keep wrapping the triceps towards the back of the mat. Shoulders out of the ears, belly button to spine. From here, plant your left palm or your right palm onto the mat. Spin to the knife edge of your right foot. Left hand comes up to the sky. Paschimottanasana, side plank. You're welcome to drop that bottom knee down. Or if you want to get a bit more of a hip opening, get into the hamstrings, maybe you grab the left toes, lift up. We have some options here. Release. Let's come back into our high plank here. And then switching to the other side, planting your left palm down. Right hand comes up to the sky. Dropping that bottom knee. Holding just a regular side plank, maybe grabbing for the right toes. Release down, come back into your high plank. Let's flow through our vinyasa. Lowering the body down, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, let's bring the right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Changing up the sequence here. As you inhale, let's open up into our warrior two. We've been here before. Right away, sink into that front leg. Let's hold this warrior two. Sink a little lower. Keeping that gaze over the front fingertips. As you inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, reach as far forward as you can. And coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Right hand, forearm to the inside of that right shin. Wrap the right hip under. And find length through the right side body. If you notice you're rounding down, come up a little bit. If you have a yoga block, you could rest your hand on there. As you exhale, bring the left hand down. Frame your right foot with your hand. Step the left foot in. So your feet are about 3 width apart. Get that back heel down. Inhale, find length. And on your exhale, fold, coming into pyramid pose. Once again, if you are feeling a little tight in the hamstrings and you have yoga blocks, use the blocks. It's going to bring the earth a little closer towards you. And if you don't, that's completely okay. Just try find a little more length through the back, or you could put a slight bend in this front leg. As the hamstrings open up, you'll begin to straighten that front leg a little more. From here, shift your weight into your right foot as you inhale, coming into half splits. That left hip's gonna wanna roll up. Pull it back down to the earth, squaring the hips. It's okay if the left leg doesn't come as high. We'll open up that hip right away. Now take your right hand, place it about 6 inches in front of your right foot. As you inhale, opening up into half moon pose. Left hand up to the sky. Open up that left hip, flex your left toes towards your face. Now, slow transition here as you exhale. Let's come back into our warrior two. And if you lose your balance, that is completely okay. Just come back into your practice. Meet us here in your warrior two. Let's sink into our pose. As you inhale, star pose, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, coming into goddess pose. Hands to heart, knees open wide, peeling the knees open towards our pinky toes. And then place your hands on the inside of your thighs. Take an inhale, find length. And as you exhale, drop the right shoulder down, gaze towards the left toes. And keep pressing on the inner thighs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right, left shoulder drops. One more time on each side. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands to heart. Let's sink a little lower. A little shaking in the legs is good, burning a little, or building a little strength. As you inhale, let's come back into our star pose. Bring the feet back to parallel to one another, and as you exhale, fold forward. Let the head and neck hang heavy, shake the head out side to side. So we have some options here. You could wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. You could clasp your hands behind your back, opening up the shoulders as well. Pick one of these two options, what your body is calling for. If you have your toes, engage the biceps and pull your chest a little closer towards your thighs, opening up those hamstrings just a little more. Belly button to spine. As you inhale, let's come back up into our star pose. Exhale into our warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Flow through your vinyasa. Maybe you take a three-legged, right toes float off the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Moving on to the left side. As you inhale, let's bring that left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Right away, inhale, open up into your warrior two. Let's sink deep into that front leg. Grounding down through those left toes. Inhale, straighten the left leg. And as you exhale, reach as far forward as you can, and then dropping into your triangle pose. Left hand to the inside of that left shin. So ground down through your back foot as you lengthen through the left side body, through the crown of the head. It's not so much about getting that left hand onto the ground, but more so about finding length through that left side. From here, hands frame that left foot. Walk your right foot in, so your feet are about 3 feet apart. Slide your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold over into your pyramid pose, using your blocks, or if you have tightness, maybe slight bend in that front leg. Relax the head and neck, relax the shoulders. And then ground down through the left foot as you inhale, standing splits. Right toes float off the mat. Roll that right hip down slightly. Keep your gaze at the earth. And as you inhale, open up that right hip to the sidewall. Right hand up to the sky. Right toes flex towards your face. And nice and slow and controlled as you exhale, let's come into our warrior two. Inhale, star pose. This time on our exhale, we are just gonna fold forward. Plant your right hand into the mat. As you inhale, sweep your left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, left hand places in between your feet. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. Exhale, release your hands down. Inhale, slowly roll up, coming back into your star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Let's flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Let's take 2-3 breaths here. At the bottom of your next exhale, walk or float to the top of your mat. Feet are going to be mat width apart, and let's come into Malasana, frog squat. Hands to heart, elbows to the inside of the thighs, and drop that booty down. Lift that chest up. Now, if you're a little tighter in the hips and you have a block and you want a little bit of support, place that block underneath you just to sit on. It's going to give you just a little support. Maybe close the eyes here. Let's just take 5 breaths. Each exhale, finding a little more softness in the hips, a little more opening. And from here, place your palms into the earth. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step your feet back. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Get into the core one more time. On your inhale, let's bring your right leg high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Hold it here. As you exhale, drop the right knee down to your right wrist. Exhale, pull the right knee up. Inhale, knee comes down. Exhale, pull it up. We got 4 more. Exhale as you come up, and last 2. And 1. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, open up that right hip. Maybe take a few circles here. And as you exhale, coming into wild thing, drop that right leg behind as you reach your right fingertips overhead. Shift the left shoulder on top of that left wrist. It's going to give you a little extra support. Exhale, release the right hand down, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left knee down to the wrist. Exhale, pull it up. We have 4 more here. Last 2. And 1. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, open up that left hip. Couple big circles here. And then drop that left foot behind you, coming into wild thing. Lift the front hip bones up to the sky, opening up the whole front side of the body here. Exhale, release your left hand down, coming into your downward facing dog. As you inhale, bring your right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. We started class like this. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Drop the left knee. Take your right hand and gently press on the inside of the right thigh, just opening up that hip, rocking it back and forth a couple times. And then with our next exhale, coming into lizard's lunge. So you could stay onto your palms and maybe you stay here. Maybe you come down onto your forearms. If you have blocks, you could rest on blocks. We're going to take a few breaths here. Drop the head and neck. And as you settle into this pose, we're getting into that right glute, left front hip psoas, but notice if tension is creeping up in other places. Sometimes the tension comes up into the shoulders, the neck. Use those exhales to find a little more relaxation. And as you inhale, press into your palms, lift your chest up, and then heel toe that right foot to the left side of the mat, coming into Pigeon Pose. So getting that front shin as close to parallel to the top of the mat as you can. As you can see, my hips are tight. I don't even have there, but that is just the ultimate goal. Left leg is directly behind that left shoulder. As you inhale, press into the mat. Shine your heart up to the sky. Maybe you stay here if this feels good and you're getting a nice stretch to that front side. Or on your exhale, you could come into sleeping pigeon. walking your forearms down to the mat. Maybe you bring your forehead all the way down to the mat here. Now, as you settle in, try to get equal weight distribution on the left and right hip. If you're a little tighter in that right hip and you have your yoga block or even a towel, slide that under your hip. That's going to give you a little extra support. Let's take a few breaths here. On your inhale, plant your palms into your mat. Lift your chest up. And with your next inhale, sweep your right leg high. Maybe circle it out a couple times. Exhale, coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, step it through, or step it to the outside of the left hand. Inhale, sweep your left hand up to the sky. Exhale, drop that left hand down, drop the right knee. Take your left hand, place it to the inside of the left thigh. Rock that left hip back and forth a couple times. And then come into your lizard's lunge. Coming onto your forearms, maybe bringing the head all the way down to the mat. Come to that place you were on the other side. But keeping in mind, one side might be a little tighter than the other. The left side might be that tight side, so you may not get as deep, and that is okay. This is where you are right now. Breathe into it. Two more breaths here. And as you inhale, plant your palms into the mat, lift your chest up, and then heel toe your left foot to the right side of the mat, coming into Pigeon Pose. Left front shin is square or parallel to the top of your mat. Right leg behind you. As you inhale, press through the fingertips, roll the shoulders back, open up your chest. And as you exhale, come to that place you were on the other side. 5 deep breaths here. I challenge you to avoid any fidgeting and just finding softness with each exhale. As you inhale, lift your chest up. And with your next inhale, sweep your left leg high. Circle it out a couple times. And then coming to your downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. At the bottom of your next exhale, walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Have a seat. Roll down onto your back. We're going to move into bridge pose. So lying on your back, feet are hip width apart. Walk your heels in enough that you could touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. And then pressing through the heels. As you inhale, slowly peel one vertebrae at a time off the mat. You could stay here or you could clasp your hands behind your back, rolling the shoulders. Keep pressing through the heels. And on your exhale, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees into the chest. You could rock side to side here if that feels good on the lower back. And then rock and roll 2-3 times. Coming back into a seated position. Extend the legs long, flex your toes towards your face. As you inhale, arms reach up overhead. And on your exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Any tension in the hamstrings, lower back, put a slight bend in the knees. Bend those knees as much as you need. Keep flexing the toes. Find length through the spine instead of rounding through the back. And with each exhale, finding a little more softness. As you inhale, slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Shift your hips forward, and as you exhale, lower yourself back down onto the mat. On your inhale, hug your right knee into your chest, avoiding that rib cage. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, flex your left toes towards your face, take an inhale. And on your exhale, supine twist. Right leg crosses over the left. Left hip's gonna slide back slightly. Keep that right shoulder glued down onto the earth, and if it feels okay, gaze over the right shoulder. With each exhale, finding a little more depth in the twist. On your inhale, come back to center, hug your knees into your chest, neutralize out the spine. And as you exhale, extend the right leg long. Keep that left leg into your side body. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then as you exhale, cross the left knee over that right leg. Gazing over your left shoulder. With each inhale, finding a little more length in the spine. And each exhale, a little bit more of a twist. Inhale, come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. One last time. Take a deep, big inhale, filling up the lungs completely. And as you exhale, release into our final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. Take as much space as you need. Turn your palms up to the sky, arms down at your side. Feel your shoulders melt into your mat. Come back to your normal breath. And take these last few minutes of class just to be completely supported by Mother Earth. Do absolutely nothing. Just taking in all the benefits of your yoga practice. Begin to bring a little more awareness back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, maybe circle the wrists and ankles. And keeping your eyes closed, slowly roll over onto your right side, coming into fetal position. Hold it here for a moment. And keeping the eyes closed, slowly press yourself up into a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart. And as you inhale, bring your hands to third eye center, the place right between the eyebrows. And as you exhale, bowing forward, sealing in your practice. Namaste. Thank you everybody for joining me today with your yoga practice. Hope you have a lovely remainder of your day, and I will see you next week.